We've had a few delays by now, and so people have been preparing for this moment for a long period of time. Yeah, for Brexit. And for instance, from Spain, what we feel and see is that it will probably not affect as much as we might have thought a few months ago in terms of inbound market. In other words, we're almost sure or certain that despite the fact that it might cause delays or there might be some time of confusion when it comes to entering countries or leaving or queuing in the right lane for passports, nothing is going to change dramatically. And as an inbound market, Spain is not going to suffer a lot. The industry in general in Europe, I think, despite the fact that it's a bit sad for the industry and the stakeholders, or so they say, because it's been a long relationship. Everyone is pretty much ready now. We were expecting it to happen at the end of October. Now it's been postponed again, but daily routines won't change much, and evidently it's going to have an impact in figures as well, especially when it comes to recruiting in the UK because of the permits, and it's not so clear whether it's going to be necessary to have a specific permit for other European citizens to come and work and things like that. But when it comes to outbound, so people traveling to places, obviously the first few weeks will be slightly different, but in the end, nothing, as I said, we think nothing is going to change dramatically, really. Over-tourism is very tricky because it's quite difficult to handle it. Who's going to stop tourists? And many times citizens that complain about over-tourism are tourists themselves, traveling to other places and being on the other side of the road, let's say. So what we suggest to every single stakeholder that comes to us is try to manage it. Diversification of product is a very good thing. In other words, some destinations that are packed, Venice is the most common example, Barcelona these days, Prague, many places these days. We're pretty sure there are other museums or places to visit. So being creative about how to offer your product or your city, or how to offer the visit of your city, it's going to help. Obviously, some monuments or museums have to have a limited number of visitors because of structural or security reasons, like Sagrada Familia or Alhambra in Spain, to give you two examples. But it can also be, sometimes all of us go at the same time to visit the same places. And it could be easily diversified by saying, instead of coming at 11, come at 2 o'clock p.m. and it will be less crowded. That sort of managing tools or ideas can actually be very good for handling over tourism. Cruises, they're already looking into different options. Cities that suffer from it, like Venice, have already come up with some solutions, but you have to be very careful with the way you manage that and communicate that to both citizens and tourists, because it might be seen as something negative when it is not, because it goes in your own benefit when they give you the option of coming at a different time or in a different way. You will actually benefit from that because it will be less crowded and you will be able to move around or enjoy the sights much more.